Today, we're going to be going over all the trades we took this past week, and this is going to be the first weekly trading recap on this channel. Yo boys, we're back with another video. Today we're going to be going over all the trades we took this past week. It's going to be our weekly trading recap. We're probably going to be posting these every single week that we do trade. And usually we trade at least once every week. So, not going to lie, this is like my fourth time trying to film this. The first time I filmed it, my mic was muted. The second time I filmed it, my audio was delayed. Third time I filmed it, my shit was really laggy because my computer was almost dying. So we've been having lots of problems, but that's okay because we get through it. So I'm going to try and post these videos like on Sundays, probably Sunday afternoons or Monday mornings. But we are going to be getting out at least one trading recap video every week, and we're going to try and get out at least one educational video, but we're going to try and get at least 2 videos a week, almost every week, if we can. I have all of my trades already mapped out on TradingView. We're going to go over them, go over what I did wrong, what I did right, and what I should have done differently. So let's go and jump into the charts. All right, so this is the first trade that we took. So on Sunday night, I went to a concert, an NF concert. Concert was lit, but I didn't get to bed till like really late. I don't think I went to bed till like 4 a.m. So I woke up late. I didn't wake up on time for market open. So for that reason, I didn't want to take a trade on my actual funded account. So I just took a trade on a demo account. Still took the trade, but it was on a demo, so I didn't have any risk on the table. So if we look at the 15-minute chart, we can see that right way down here in market open, market opens at this candle, and we push up and sweep this liquidity. So that's the reason that I was looking to get short. But one mistake that I made is I didn't take into account that in pre-market down here, we just swept these lows. Like we just swept this low and this low and this low, all in pre-market. So I didn't even take that into account, which I should have. So that's one mistake that I made. So this is the trade that we took. Since we didn't take into account that sweep of liquidity in pre-market like we should have, we waited for a break of structure. Market structure was broken here at this candle. This fair value gap was formed, so we just waited for that fair value gap to get touched into. And then we rejected a little bit, but overall we got stopped out. The trade that we should have taken, which would have been the correct trade to take, was honestly right at market open. Right at market open on this candle, we close above this high, we break structure, form this fair value gap. So honestly, I probably should have gotten long about here, like almost right at market open. But I didn't take into account the sweep of liquidity, like I said. So that was 1 L on the day, but it wasn't on the funded account. We lost 1% on that trade. This is the second trade we took. Took this trade on Tuesday. This was actually the first trade that we took on our funded account. So as you can see, it was a loser. So let's start off on the 15-minute chart. Now, this is honestly kind of similar to what happened on Monday. Market opened right here. Now, as you can see, at market open on this candle, we did not sweep any liquidity, any sell-side liquidity, but we pushed up and swept buy side right at market open. But right before market opens, in pre-market, like 15 minutes before, or 30 minutes before, we swept this sell side, this sell side, this sell side, and this sell side. So I should have, once again, taken into account that sweep of liquidity right before market open. So since I didn't do that, I ended up looking for sells instead of buys. Market structure, or market broke structure on this candle. Fair value gap was formed. Pushed back up into it. I got short and got stopped out literally immediately. Now, if I would have had the correct bias, actually almost right at market open, this would have been our break of structure candle. And we could have gotten long on the 50% fill of this break of structure, which would have been the correct trade, and we would have take profit. But we didn't. That's okay. After these 2 days, we learned from our mistakes of not taking into account sweeps of liquidity before market open. So that's 2 L's on the week technically, but only 1 L on the funded account, and we didn't quite lose We didn't quite lose 1%. I think we lost like, because I think I closed my position like right here after we broke this high. I think I closed my position. So that's the trade we took on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we also took a trade. So let's look at a 15-minute for Wednesday. We actually took a trade every day this week, at least one trade. On one of the days, we took 2 trades. So if we look on Wednesday, right at market open, we sweep buy-side liquidity. Now before market open, we actually swept sell-side liquidity too. So we swept this sell side before market open, and then right at market open, we push up and sweep buy side. If we look at the trade that I did take, we took this trade right here. So we swept buy side liquidity. I'm looking for sells. We push down, break structure on this candle. We don't break structure on this candle because this is the low. Break structure on this candle right here. Form this fair value gap. Push back up into it. I get short. It rejects pretty nicely. Rejects, hits my take profit. So if I would have taken into account, not buy side liquidity, this sweep of sell side, and I would have been looking for buys, I would have drawn my gone box probably from the swing low to the swing high, and realized that this lined up almost perfectly with the equilibrium. So if I would have taken this trade, I think I would have gotten stopped out. I'm really not sure. Yeah, I would have gotten stopped out here if I would have taken that trade. But who knows? Maybe that was the right trade to take. I don't know. But I do know that I took a W on this day. So today we took a 2% dub, which means we're up like $700 on the funded account on Wednesday. Thursday we also took a trade. Now Thursday was interesting. So if we go to the 15-minute chart. By the way, I do like to look at the 1-hour charts. So every day before I trade, I do look at the 1-hour chart just to see what we're looking like. So for example, like on Thursday, we see that we have all these imbalances that have yet to be filled. So we can kind of expect price to move down, but that's not going to determine whether we look for a short or not. What determines that is our sweeps of liquidity and the draw on liquidity. On the 15-minute chart for Thursday, in pre-market, we push down, sweep this sell side, and then we push up and we sweep this buy side right at market open. We sweep this significant buy side. So in a situation like this, where we swept sell side, but we also swept buy side, that's when you can look at the 1-hour. So you look at the 1-hour and see where we're wanting to move. Well, on the 1-hour, we didn't really sweep any sell side. We swept this, but that's not too significant. On the 1-hour, we swept this, and we have all these imbalances, this fair value gap, all these down here that want to be filled. So that's why we can kind of look for sells instead, even though I didn't do that, by the way. So I was looking to get short on this day because we swept buy-side liquidity. I was looking to get short on Thursday because we swept buy-side liquidity. So I waited for a break of structure. None of this is a low. None of these are lows. So the low is still down here. Market break structure on this candle. It breaks this low. So I am looking to get in off of a fair value gap, right? But here's the problem. We had 1, 2, 3 fair value gaps. And I don't want to be guessing which one to get in on. So I grab the gone box. I draw my gone box from the swing high to the swing low. And what I did was take a trade strictly off of equilibrium. So I got short off of equilibrium. Price pushes down a little bit, but then overall pushes up, stops me out. I didn't really like this trade too much because I knew that this fair value gap up here, I figured it was going to get filled, this fair value gap, but I took a trade off of equilibrium anyway. What I should have done is notice that our discount price lines up perfectly with this fair value gap. But the other day, I didn't have the 0.25 and the 0.75 marker on. I only had the equilibrium. So that was a mistake that I made. I should have realized that our discount price lined up literally perfectly with this fair value gap. And I actually, after I lost this trade, I actually had my position set to take a trade off of this, to take a short off of this. But I didn't take the trade because I didn't want to put more risk on the table after taking a loss. So we ended up taking this L on the day. It was like a 1% loss, or actually, yeah, we lost 1% on this day. So now the funded account was up. I think we were up like $200 maybe, which is almost 0.5%. So that's a mistake I made on Thursday. Now Friday was the only day that we took 2 trades. I usually don't like to take 2 trades, but Friday was kind of an exception, and let's go over why. So we will look at the 1 hour on Friday. On Friday, this is 8 a.m. on Friday, this candle. What did we just do? We just had this big pump up, and we filled these imbalances. So we pump up, and then right at the 8 o'clock marker, we pump all the way back down here. And we still have these imbalances that have not been filled. So I actually think we're probably going to push up, fill this, and then probably push down to fill these imbalances if I had to take a guess. Let's look at the 15-minute. So on the 15-minute on Friday, in pre-market, we push up and we sweep this high. And then when market opens, we push down and we sweep sell side liquidity. So we sweep buy side in pre-market, push down, sweep sell side after market opens. Now, once again, I didn't take into account our pre-market sweep. I only took into account our sweep after market open. And I also did not take into account our 1 hour bias, thinking we were probably going to be moving down. So I looked to get long simply because we swept sell side liquidity after market open. I made that same mistake again. And I waited for a break of structure. Market broke structure here. There was a fair value gap that formed here, so I waited to get, let me remove this. So I waited to get long, got long off of the fair value gap, and look at all this chop, bruh. Look at this. Chop, 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 chop. After this, I probably should have just gotten out, but I didn't, and I got stopped out. I think I only ended up losing 4 points on this trade, though, because I did exit early once. I think I exited, like, right here after this candle closed or something like that. But after I took that trade, let's go ahead and take that trade, I noticed that this looked very similar to yesterday. So I noticed we swept this buy side, and I was like, okay, well, we have this fair value gap and this fair value gap left behind. So then I drew this, and I noticed that this fair value gap lined up perfectly with our discount price, just like yesterday. So instead of holding off like I did yesterday, I just decided to take the trade. And I actually had like a 3-point stop. I risked like $150, and my take profit was like a $500 gain, which was 1%. So I took the trade. I said, I'm willing to put risk on the table, and it ends up rejecting perfectly off of this discount price where my position was. So I ended up hitting take profit, and that like brought me to basically break even on the day. I think I ended up gaining like $93 on the day. So that is all the trades that I took. Most of the mistakes that I made this week were not taking into account higher time frame bias and not taking into account sweeps of liquidity like right before market opens. Like from now on, I think I'm going to take sweeps of liquidity between like 6:30 and 8:30 and just see what we got. Also, one thing I want to start doing, maybe not while I'm trading the funded account, but eventually I want to start taking off one contract at a 1 to 2 RR. So if I have a 5-point stop, I want to start taking off one contract at a 10-point take profit, and then letting the rest run to the lows, like to this low or this low or this low. But I can't trade. The problem with that is I can't trade that many contracts because I can only trade 5 contracts max, no matter what asset you're trading on a Top Step funded account. And if I trade micros, which is what I trade now, or no, if I trade minis, which is what I trade now, and I trade 2 mini, if I trade 5 minis, I will be over leveraging like a bitch. But if I trade 5 micros, it's like I'm trading half of a mini. And so for me to risk properly, I have to trade like a maximum of 3 minis. But usually I only trade 2. Usually I'm just straight up trading 2 minis. But like, see, in this situation, let's say I took this trade, the trade that I should have taken. I could have taken off half here and then have the rest run to this. And then end up catching a 3.5 RR. I don't think I'm going to do that while trading on the evaluation, just because of the restrictions with like the rules and all that stuff. But yeah, that is all of the trades that I took this week. Let me go ahead and swap over to this. And let me pull up, whoops, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my P&L. All right, so what I'm going to do is just show you on the on my camera. I'm just going to show you on my camera because there are some, there's some account information on the screen, so I can't really show you that. But so gross P&L is $325. But my total P&L is $260 because I have $64 in commissions. My total profit on the week was $16.75 and my total loss was $13.50. And I actually had a 50% win percentage. But technically that's not really true because there were a few trades, like there was like 2 trades where it's like a $25 win and like a $75 loss. And there was one trade that I accidentally... So let me tell you a story real quick. I place a trade, right? So I place the trade. I'm sitting there eating my breakfast and I have my phone because I have TradingView on my phone connected. I place it on my laptop in here, pull it up on my phone so I can go eat breakfast, and I have it like just laying beside me like this. And I'm eating breakfast like this and I like bump it with my elbow or something. And then a few minutes later I look down and I'm like, wait a minute, where's my position? So somehow I closed my trade. Here, I'll even show you. So somehow on this day, I closed my trade with a $150 win when I wasn't meant to do that. But it ended up working out in my favor because then the trade that I got back into the position that I wanted to, and it ended up being a loser. So I ended up only losing like $400 instead of like $500. I think that was on Thursday. But here, I'll show you this too. So, hold on, let me get you a good view. So Monday, $300 loss. The parentheses means it's a loss. $300 loss, $1,000 win. I don't know what that is. $425 loss. This is Thursday. $150 win. That's where my position got closed. $550 loss, and then on this day we had a $25 win and a $500 win. So, oh shit. No, that was on Friday. It was on Friday because the first trade that I placed was a loser, and then the second trade on Friday was a winner. But because of me closing my position early on accident, I ended up having a winning day instead of a losing day on Friday. But yeah, so Monday was a loser on the demo. Tuesday was a loser. Wednesday was a winner. Thursday was a loser. And Friday was basically a break even. So basically, over the week, we got to learn a bunch of different things. I think we had a pretty decent week. I learned that I do need to take into account sweeps of liquidity before the market opens. And I also learned that fair value gaps that line up with discount prices, like the 0.25 retracement, is pretty juicy. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys could learn something. Keep in mind, I'm not profitable. I say this every video, but I'm going to keep saying it. I'm not profitable, so go learn from some other people. I'm just here to tell you my journey, and hopefully you can learn a little something from me. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, leave me comments, tell me what kind of content you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next one.